You are welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe to our channel. In the news, Ezekwesili urges Senate to end hostilities, restore Natasha Akpabio's full rights. Former Minister of Education Dr. Obiageli Ezekwesili has called on the Nigerian Senate to end all forms of hostility and silent punishment against Senator Natasha Akpabio of Kogi Central, following her reinstatement after a 6-month suspension. Akpabio, who recently returned to the National Assembly, has been suspended after a disagreement with the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. In a post shared on her ex, formerly Twitter page, Ezekwesili congratulated the Kogi senator on resuming her legislative duties, describing her as a symbol of fortitude and resilience for standing against injustice. To the Senate and senators, now that Senator Natasha Akpabio has been rightfully allowed to return to the Senate after 6 months of an unfair and punitive suspension, it is time for your leadership and members to do the right thing and end all form of harassment or targeting against her, Ezekwesili wrote. She described the suspension as an act of injustice that went far beyond their fair discipline, saying it sent a wrong message that the Senate could silence or intimidate a woman for speaking out. Ezekwesili urged the Senate leadership to fully restore Akpabio's rights and privileges, including her office, staff, committee roles, and rights to speak freely in the chamber. The Senate must prove it can handle all matters involving its members with maturity and not weaponize public power to unjustly punish the aggrieved, she said. To target her any further is to disrespect the will of her voters. The former minister also framed the issue as a broader test of Nigeria's democratic values, warning that how the Senate handles the situation will reflect its commitment to justice and accountability. This is not only about Senator Akpabio, it is about what kind of democracy Nigeria wants to build, one where no one is punished for standing up for the truth, and where women can lead without fear of bias or bullying, Ezekwesili added. She concluded by urging the Senate to demonstrate fairness, restraint, and transparency in resolving the matter. How the Senate handles the substantive matter of an allegation against the Senate President will determine whether our highest lawmaking body leads by example, she said. Nigerians are watching, and history will remember whether the Senate chose vindictiveness or justice. These are the submissions of Dame Ezekwesili, the former Minister of Education in Nigeria during the regime of President Olusegun Obasanjo. I think what she's trying to say has to do with the senator of Kogi Central, I beg your pardon, the person of Natasha Akpabio, as regards is a problem or issue with the incumbent Senate President, the person of Godswill Akpabio. And then, as the former minister had to say, that now that the woman has been returned to the Senate, she should be allowed to do her job freely. They should behave like as if nothing has happened before, that all the past occurrences should be swept under the carpet now. After all, to Ezekwesili, Natasha was only demanding for her right and is standing against injustice, and it is expected that powers that be should be able to swallow that when they realize that they are the one playing to the gallery. As far as the matter is concerned, the woman is back in the Senate fair and square. Then all her rights, all her privileges, all the committees, all the staffs, everything including an office should be restored fully without any prejudice, without vindictiveness, and that's what she is demanding for. And also trying to call the attention of the leadership of the Senate that they should be mature enough even to handle the matter, that as long as there are bound to be some quarrels and disagreements here and there, as soon as the matter is settled, at least people should have a larger heart to forget and then to continue. After all, there is no business between Akpabio and Natasha if not the Senate, because Natasha is far away from Kogi and Akpabio is far away from Akwa Ibom, and I don't know how they will cross each other in quotes now. But be it as it may, what has happened has happened. what is expected of both parties is to make sure that they work together for Nigeria to succeed. Of course, Nigerians voted Akpabio to get into the Senate. Nigerians also voted Akpoti also even to get into the Senate. So both of them should forget personal, grievances or whatever they may have as personal issues, and then put Nigeria first. At this point in time, Nigeria should be number one in the agenda before both of them and the Senate at large. Of course, the minister also made mention of the fact that there should be nothing like silent punishment against, Senator Natasha. He said the Senate need to end all form of hostility, yes, against this particular woman. She has been punished. She was suspended for 6 months, and then she has served the punishment. And now that she is back, I think the right thing is for them to continue the business as usual. I know that people will begin to say from different quarters that it's a difficult thing because we are human beings. But then at that level, they should understand that what gave them prominence and popularity is the Senate. And the Senate is neutral. The Senate is fair. The institution itself is unique. So it doesn't, it works together as a big system, and it will never rebel against itself. It's like the general body system we have, that the head say is not going to work with the hand. How will the food go through the mouth and then be able to send energy to the brain? The head will want to just get chopped off. So also, that's how it's supposed to be seen. If there are individual differences, as long as they put senator before their names, and they are bearing that particular name, they should understand that they need to bury the hatches. So Senate leadership, we need to work hand in hand, even with Mrs. Akpoti Uduaghan. Is also a senator from Kogi Central. And not only that, the National Assembly should, to a large extent, allow her even to, contribute robustly in the plenaries and discussions and also committees where she has been placed before. Of course, she should be reinstated, restored, and allowed to play her role. Very, very important, very, very vital. Of course, Mrs. Ezekwesili also congratulated the Kogi senator in her write-up that she is a symbol of fortitude and resilience. And then she's happy that she has returned even to continue her legislative duty. She even, appreciates her for standing against injustice. Well, the ball is now left in her court. As much as the minister is talking to the Senate leadership not to vilify the woman, I think the woman too has roles to play, so as to make sure that everything is balanced, and Nigeria will be better for it. Keep liking our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you share. Thank you.